The recent announcement of Yakuza Kiwami 3 and Dark Ties does many things to enhance the original Yakuza 3 experience. Like the other 3 Kiwami games, it brings the game into the Dragon Engine with much higher fidelity, a major combat overhaul, and new content. However, one thing most longtime Yakuza fans are mixed on is the recasting of some major characters in the game, notably Rikiya, Nakahara, and Hamazaki. I myself am rather mixed on these changes. While it doesn't really bother me much, I'm still going to buy the game day one and enjoy it. I can't help but feel the original spirit of these characters has been lost quite a bit. Granted, we've only seen snippets of gameplay, and Rikiya and Nakahara do not appear in any games following Yakuza 3. We do need to talk about Hamazaki, who actually does appear in a few parts of Yakuza 4. Recently, RGG has made an effort to make all their games more and more accessible to new fans, which I am all for. This is the 4th remake they've done, and while I think all of these games still hold up pretty dang well today, playing them with updated combat and visuals in the Dragon Engine is a really nice touch. Which brings us to the future. Just how many more Kiwami games are we going to see? Yakuza Kenzin, or Likeadragon Kenzin, has been locked to Japanese audiences since its release on PlayStation 3. With Ishin getting a remake, I figured the inevitable Kenzin remake was only a little while away, but we've yet to see anything announced or anything leaked on that. And many players felt jumping from Kiwami 2 back to Yakuza 3 was a bit jarring, and while I can see the gameplay aspect, more so in the visual aspect. Before I get into why that may be a problem, I do have to touch on the Hamazaki recasting controversy. The new actor portraying him, Teruyuki Kagawa, the RGG community has recently discovered Kagawa was found guilty of sexual harassment back in 2019. Kagawa actually issued an apology a few years later in 2022, but not in the way that you'd think. It's a little weird. Kagawa compared his crime to his cousin, who had apparently killed his parents in an assisted
10 years,
and then after planned to kill himself. I just find it funny that he tried to use his cousin's situation as an excuse for his crime. And much of the RGG circles online are calling for his immediate replacement in Kiwami 3, which this wouldn't be the first time they had to replace an actor due to controversy, as Pierre Taki, who played Hamura in Judgment, was replaced a few months after the game released, and Hiroki Narimura, who was Tanemura and Yakuza 4, got replaced when that game got its remaster back in 2019. And funny enough, both were related to drug use, as Japan is pretty strict on its drug regulation and rules, which actually in Narimura's case turned out to be a false allegation. So dude got replaced and it didn't end up even being true. So it doesn't seem like RGG and Sega are opposed to changing designs when it's necessary. And like I mentioned before, Hamazaki is featured a decent amount in Yakuza 4's story. So for new players to go play Kiwami 3, they're going to see the recasted Hamazaki. They're going to go play Yakuza 4 and go, who is this guy? Why does he look different? It's a massive continuity issue, and while it's not a big deal and you can look past it, I feel there eventually will be a Kiwami 4 with the recast Hamazaki. That is if they decide to keep Kagawa as Hamazaki. Not only just to round out those earlier dated PS3 games, but also to bring that visual continuity back. Yakuza 4's gameplay is not that different from Yakuza 3. It's like subtly an improvement in every way. The flow and multiple protagonists, different fighting styles really do help the game feel just as good as it did when it came out. And visually, it looks around the same as Yakuza 3. We wouldn't see an engine upgrade until Yakuza 5 came out back in 2012, which I actually don't think needs a Kiwami at all. Yakuza 5 holds up visually fantastically and gameplay-wise pretty much fantastically as well. So Yakuza 4's narrative is also a little bit messy, with them seemingly adding some cut/new content to the base Yakuza 3. And it's getting a Dark Ties add-on with Mine. We could see some story changes or new scenes added, which could benefit the game, but also, like in Yakuza 0, director's cut case, add some unnecessary scenes, add some retcons that maybe we don't need. Obviously, this is years away, but I feel it makes no sense to do a Kiwami 3, recast major character, and then leave Yakuza 4 untouched. Who knows? Maybe eventually they'll port every legacy game to the Dragon Engine. which I know some fans are pretty mixed on the Kiwami games, but they at least made the originals available with ease, minus Yakuza 1 and 2 HD. Seriously, Sega, port that shit to PC and modern consoles. Honestly, I would rather see a decent Kiwami game like Kiwami 3 over a subpar port with retcons like Yakuza 0 Director's Cut. So I don't know, what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts on Kiwami 3 and the potential games in the future. With that in mind, you all have a fantastic day. Thank you all so much for watching. Enjoy the fall weather, and I will see you again next time. Bye-bye!